Okay, guys, so today we're going to be working some more on circles, but the equations that I'm going to give you are really unfriendly. So here's how you're going to measure your success. You will be successful when you can convert general form of a circle to standard form so that you can identify the center and the radius. So let's go look at some vocabulary here. For completing the square, all I'm going to do is give you a basic formula in alphabet soup so that you can apply it for completing the square. Completing the square looks like this. If I have some number x squared plus bx plus, and I want to complete that square, I will go with my b term cut in half, quantity squared, which equals factored version x plus b over 2 quantity squared. And then I think what I'll do is just I'm going to mark this in something a little different than maybe you've seen before. I'm also going to put the minus bx in there. And if it's minus bx, then it'll be, in your factored version, minus b over 2. So when you're doing plus, read the top. When you're doing minus, read the bottom. Okay, here we go with the general form of a circle. It looks like this: x squared plus y squared plus ax, some number times x, plus some number b times y, plus c equals 0. And sometimes when you see an equation in general form, it'll be a little out of order. But if you can reorder it in this format, then it's general form of an equation of a circle. Okay, so here we go. So in your note page, I've left that blank space. On the left-hand side, we're going to write out the steps that you follow. And on the right-hand side, we're going to actually do a problem. So step 1 is to divide out the coefficient of your x squared and y squared, if necessary. So for example, if I were to give you the problem, 2x squared plus 2y squared. Do I have a circle? Yes or no? Okay. Plus 4x minus 8y minus 15 equals 0. So here I have a general form of a circle. It's not friendly at all. And when the standard form of a circle, there's never a coefficient on your x or y. So let's get rid of it by dividing it out. You know what, let's make that a 16 so it'll cut in half really pretty. Okay? Alrighty. So we're going to divide that out. In step 2, we're going to rearrange what we've divided out. So step 2 is to rearrange. So your x's are together. Okay? And after we do this once or twice, you'll combine some steps and do 2 things at once, and I'm, of course, okay with that. So we're going to regroup this problem. So can I just go ahead and do my canceling on this? And cancel this to a 2, and cancel that to a 4, and cancel that to an 8. Are you guys okay with that? Cancel that to a 0. All right, so now we're going to regroup it. So here what I'm going to do, and I'm also going to make some room as I regroup. I'm going to put my x squared plus 2x right there. And then I'm going to make some room to complete its square. Then I'm going to take my y squareds and my y minus 4y, and I'm going to make some room. And then, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move this negative 8 to the other side. So if I'm adding 8 to the other side, right? But I added some empty space on this side of the equation, so you know what I got to do on the other side of the equation to keep it balanced? I got to add that space. Okay, so maybe we can do over here, make room to complete the square. Okay, step 3, complete the square. You ready? So what are we going to put in that first space? Complete the square. So maybe if you want to cut it right there so you can look at it. What's the number that goes right here? 1. Right? Cut b in half, cut it and square it. Plus y squared minus 4y. Half of negative 4 is? Negative 2 squared is 4. And so since I added 1 and I added 4 to the left, I have to add 1 and 4 to the right. So here's what I'll do. I'll color code so that you can see that those numbers that I'm adding to my equation, as long as I do the same thing to both sides of the equation, I'm not changing the equation's value. I'm just changing the way it looks. Step 4, factor into perfect squares. And then we'll simplify. So here we go. What's the factored form of this trinomial? X plus 1 quantity squared, because you need two numbers that multiply to 1, add to 2. 1 and 1. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1. Let's go over here. Y. This is two numbers that multiply to 4, add to negative 4. Quantity squared equals, what's that? 9 plus 4? 13. And look, friendly. Now you can identify center and radius. What do we got? What's my center? Negative 1, 2. And my radius? Square root of 13. Okay? All right. Questions? All right, let's see you try one. So if you check your work here, you will get down to the point where you have x plus 2 quantity squared plus y minus 3 quantity squared equals 40, identifying your center, negative 2, 3, and your radius, square root of 40. All right, then we have number 2. Now number 2 is a little bit more annoying, but only because you have lead coefficients on your x's and y's. But is it a circle? Yeah, it meets our criteria. So you know what we're going to do? Get rid of those 3's. So we're going to divide this side by 3. Divide this side by 3. So we have x squared plus y squared minus 4x plus 6y equals 3. Yes? Okay, and you know what's nice is this 3 is already on the other side of the equation. That's part of our radius squared. Now we're going to rearrange, put our x's together, and as we put our x's together, we'll leave room to finish that out. So we're going to show x squared, that should be a minus, x squared minus 4x plus a space, plus y squared plus 6y plus a space equals 3, plus those 2 spaces that I added to the left, keeping our equation balanced. So now what we're going to do is we're going to complete the square on the front. Cut your b term in half. Negative 2. Negative 2 squared is 4. So we're going to add 4 to both sides, keeping our equation balanced. Cutting our b term in half here. 6 cut in half is 3. 3 squared is 9. So we're going to add 9 to both sides. And now we're going to factor our perfect square trinomial. X minus 2 quantity squared plus y plus 3 quantity squared equals 16. And it's in standard form. Center. Now it's friendly. 2, -3. Radius, what is it? 4. Okay? And so this is what you'll be required. It gave you 8 problems to do for homework, 1 through 8.